Environmentalist Chief Sam Onuigbo says only partnership among countries and innovation into cleaner energies can save the climate from further devastating damage. Onuigbo said the recently concluded World Future Energy Summit and 15th International Renewable Energy Assembly in Abu Dhabi offered Africa the opportunity to explore new areas of global partnership in renewable energy.
For me, from the inspiring outcomes of Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week Summit, those outcomes are that, look, the developing countries have to get together as a group, collaborate as nations, as regions, and at the global level. And even Mr. President captured that succinctly when he said, and I quote, "To succeed, you have to collaborate, you have to innovate, and collaborate as a global community." So if you look at that, you just discover that there's nothing you can do about sustainability, or you're talking about the Sustainable Development Goals, how you want to end poverty, how you want to make water available, how you want to make sure that you have social justice, and no one is left behind. You cannot do it alone. We must innovate, we must collaborate, we must work as a team. Why? Anything that has to do with climate change, pollution, is borderless. Problems that are caused by people in the United States, Russia, some other places outside of Africa, the Africans feel the impact. And we are a lot more vulnerable to the impacts of climate change than these other people who are to some extent prepared to absorb those impacts. So, innovation is important, collaboration is important, and working as members of the global community that wants the best for everyone is the approach. And my takeaway, therefore, is that our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, was able to say things that resonated with other developing nations. And for us in Nigeria, for him to go all out there and say, we are building the infrastructure for compressed natural gas and for our electric vehicles. As he said also, that climate change is not merely an environmental issue, but a huge global business opportunity. So if you are telling the developed world or investors, look, we are doing this, we are doing that, then it means that you want them to join you, you want them to be part of what you are doing, and you want them to also benefit from those things we are doing, and for them to come and be part of it. Well, one is the kind of summit that Mr. President attended. That's taken an advert, using a platform. And at that summit, he was able to speak to the world, using the platform provided by that summit to speak to the world, either from the angle of saying, look, this is the direction we're going as a nation. We are developing facilities, infrastructure for compressed natural gas. We're also moving into electric vehicles. That is taking an advantage because already Mr. President has given approval to the Northeast Development Commission to develop electric vehicles. Already Mr. President has also made a profound pronouncement on establishing an evergreen city for special zone where you can develop in a manner that creates a green urban area. These are profound declarations And how the president and the nation, how we are moving to take advantage of that is that the president even went out of his way to ask the international community for them to come and invest in the third issuance of green bond, sovereign green bond for Nigeria, because the resources of money that you get from such issuance are used for targeted projects that are transparent and verifiable. So in terms of taking an advantage, yes, the Nigerian government is truly, working to take advantage in different areas, either by inviting people, investors to come and join, or by declaring that clearly you cannot do any of these things about achieving the level of sustainability that we're asking for globally. You cannot achieve it alone as a nation or as a region.
He explained the link between poverty, food security, diseases, and climate change, saying mitigating the latter would help in addressing the former.
The link between the poverty you are talking about, energy poverty, food insecurity, bad water, social injustice, and all that. All these things are interlinked. Because it is when you are able to improve on some of these areas, then you now be able to take care of hunger. For instance, we are talking of lack of energy, and you need energy to be able to carry out some basic things that, small scale entrepreneurs are doing, or even people who are into barbing, hairdressing and all that. If they don't have NEPA, if they don't have energy, if they don't have power, they cannot continue. But if such groups are linked, attached to solar, renewable energy in such a way that they can run out of 24 hours, they can run for 16 hours, they can steadily without, you see the person, he or she will earn money. With that money, he'll be able to take care of a lot of other needs. If you use renewable energy, we talked about solar, to involve in climate smart agriculture, you'll be able to produce food in such a way that you produce the food in a sensible and sustainable way, that you do not go all out and destroy the land, but you are still producing food in a sizable quantity. So when you put this together, you'll be able to eliminate, food insecurity. You'll be able to eliminate lack of good water for people to drink. You'll be able to take care of, reduce poverty in its totality. And by so doing, you are tackling some of those goals that are contained in the sustainable development goals that we want to see how to attain by 2030. So I don't think it is encouraging to talk about this thing, talk about hunger and all this in isolation, when you know that if you combine these things that are interconnected or interlinked, that you'll be able to begin the process of solving this global challenge, together. So what we'll do is to continue to encourage people to understand that these things are interlinked.